Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Weatherman. And this movie came out in 2005 and is directed by Gore Verbinski. And I like Gore Verbinski. I think he's a really good director. And this movie stars Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine, and Nicholas Hoult is in it too. And I've never seen this movie before. It was one of two Gore Verbinski films as of recording this that I haven't seen yet. It was this and The Lone Ranger. Those are the only two I haven't seen. Well, now it's just The Lone Ranger. I've liked every movie he's made for the most part, or at least I haven't disliked any of his movies up until A Cure for Wellness. That was the only one that I didn't like. But everything they made before that I've seen, I didn't hate. Like, I don't hate Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I think I gave that a 5. I don't hate it. The first three Pirates movies I quite enjoy. The Ring is pretty good. Mouse Hunt is very nostalgic for me, and I can watch that movie at any point in time. The Mexican is a pretty fun movie. And now I'm just waiting to see what else he does. And apparently he's got a couple of things in production, or at least in talks that might happen. So we'll see what happens. And like all of his movies, at least the ones that I've seen, the movie looks very nice. It's pretty well shot throughout the entire film. And you can definitely tell it's a movie from him. And as far as what the movie is going for tone-wise, it's kind of a comedy with drama. But this time it's actually done pretty successfully, where the comedic moments in this movie actually work, and when it's trying to be sad, it's very successful at doing so. And without spoiling anything, this movie is trying to be sad, but also kind of making fun of the absurd nature of what's going on, and just all these little difficult moments that characters have to deal with. I thought the performances were really great in this film. I really enjoyed Nicolas Cage's performance. He was very fun and entertaining to watch, and whenever he goes all out in this movie, it actually feels fitting for what the movie is going for, and it never takes me out of the movie. And whenever I laugh, I do feel as though it's intentional, because there are points where the movie is trying to be funny, I feel. Like the amount of times he gets stuff thrown at him almost kind of started to feel like a punchline after a certain point. That was kind of funny to me. And I like how everyone is kind of just looking down at him, and things just never really work out very well. He's trying to establish a good relationship with his kids, and always struggling with that, especially with his daughter. And there's a lot of characters in this movie, and one criticism would be that I do feel as though his son, played by Nicholas Hoult, didn't exactly need to be there, because I do feel as though that was the storyline that I cared about the least in this film. But when it was just Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine, his daughter, and Hope Davis, that's when the movie worked for me. But there were just a couple moments where I was like, okay, I can do without this. But that's not to say I was bored at any particular moment, because the movie doesn't waste any time, really, as far as pacing is concerned, because it doesn't really feel as though it has no idea what the exact focus is on. It just moves along pretty smoothly, and I just was really engaged with what it was offering. I liked watching these characters either work things out or not, and because of that, things just flowed very well. I really like these characters, and the music I thought was decent. I didn't feel as though it dragged the movie down. And the only other criticism that I have with this movie is that after a certain point, I do feel as though the product placement in this movie was kind of obnoxious. I'm not going to lie, because after a certain point, I was starting to notice a bunch of product placement everywhere. I was like, okay, can we tone it back a little bit? Nope. It just was so in my face, and I just couldn't stand it. I was like, just stop. And going into this movie, I was kind of curious, is this movie going to be good or not? Because I don't really hear people talking about it when they talk about Gore Verbinski films. And surprisingly enough, this movie didn't do well when it came out. $22 million budget, and it only grossed $19 million worldwide. I'm not sure if that's adjusted for inflation, but no pun intended when I say this. Whether or not it is, that's not good. But I do feel as though this is a movie that aged pretty well. There was nothing that really dragged it down for me in terms of things just feeling dated about it. Sure, there are moments where you could pinpoint, oh, that could have been done a bit better, but I do feel as though, as a whole, the movie just works. And even if there are tiny things that don't exactly get resolution in a way that you might expect, I do feel as though it's okay because that's not really what the movie is about. It's kind of just like focusing on this man's life. He's beaten up by society because he gets weather predictions wrong sometimes, and that's pretty much who he is. And you can tell even on the poster, like you can just tell what his character is going to be like just based off of the poster. And I would place this movie in the category of movies that I do feel as though more people should see. And I do feel as though people would enjoy it if I showed it to them. So I would definitely recommend that you check it out. I'm not sure if I would place it as my favorite Gore Verbinski films, but I personally feel as though it's one of his best movies, and I would put it up there with Mouse Hunt and I would say Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, and also Rango. Those are probably my favorites, but I would have to know which ones I like best and to really rewatch them and do like a list to really know which ones I like best, which ones I like least. So this one I would definitely rewatch and I really enjoyed. And also, after watching this movie, I am going to add this movie to my Blu-ray collection. No 4K Blu-ray, but the standard Blu-ray was released in 2022, so I'll be picking that up first chance I get. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance, and with all that being said, I'm going to give The Weatherman an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of The Weatherman, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.